All right, Miss Brittany. First question, I just kind of want to start off just kind of give us a little background, man. Kind of just tell us who you are and everything.
Okay, well, my name's Brittany, 29 years old, Navy vet, originally from California, and I've been over here since 2009. I was stationed in Virginia and decided to stay mostly because it's so expensive in Cali, and you get your bang for your buck out here. So yeah, I decided to stay, build my life here, and I'm just on this fitness journey. I've been on it for a long time now. I was actually when I was in the military, I was about 100 pounds smaller, and as many people do, once I got out of the military, I let go and I stopped working out, and pretty much here I am, back on this journey, trying to get it right, trying to live a healthy lifestyle, and yeah, just need a little help, a little push.
So so you say you was 100 pounds lighter in the military.
Mm-hmm.
What year did you kind of recognize, okay, I got like a issue, or I need to start to do something about it?
Probably 2017,
2017, okay.
because I was actually had some health issues. I was diagnosed with a stomach condition, and I was like, okay, so this is getting out of hand. And I really just felt like I had lost control of my eating habits. It had become food. It was like food was taking over, kind of. And as they say, there's certain addictions. I felt like food was an addiction for me. Kind of like how sugar is for some people, or like drugs are for some people. I felt like food was becoming that for me, and I knew I needed help. I just didn't know how.
So speak a little bit about those addictive tendencies. Like what would drive you to the food? Was it like work, stress? It was just, I don't like what's going on. Like what drove you to start eating more?
For me, I am an emotional eater. So, and pretty much the stresses of life, just trying to get by day to day, dealing with things at work, things at home, just things in life in general. Just I pretty much eat my emotions. So, it's not really good, but I feel like a lot of women are like that. Sometimes
Right.
Something goes wrong, and it's just like, let me sit on the couch and sulk. So,
Right.
yeah.
So you've been at it since about 2017, right?
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, we did work out together
Mm-hmm.
one time before, back in the day.
Yes.
So this has been like a ongoing kind of thing we've been trying to kind of improve for a while.
Yeah.
What do you feel like has been some of the things that's hindered you or stopped you from ultimately getting to the point you want to be?
I would say just a lack of discipline, and not really being sure if I wanted it or not. I'm young, so at a young age, you don't tend to have as many health issues as people who are older and struggling with their weight. That those issues don't come most of the time until later in life. So just having a lack of discipline and not really being grateful for the body that God has blessed me with, because you only get one, and I really was taking that for granted. So yeah.
And then you spoke a little bit about having those health issues, right?
Yeah.
So what's some of the health issues that you've kind of experienced that kind of gave you a little push to continue your fitness journey? And as well, is it something that other people in your life, like mom, sister, friends, that they all actually struggle with as well?
Well, for me, it was just one in particular. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. It's ulcers in your colon, and mine not so much came from eating bad, but it's triggered from eating bad and
Right.
eating certain things. I can no longer eat red meats. I have to stay away from too much dairy, and even caffeine I can have an intolerance to that. So it can be reversed. Some doctors say it's not really reversible. They say it can go into kind of hiding. You can kind of suppress the symptoms, but for me, I believe that I can be totally healed of it if I, get my eating right and, get my weight under control. that's the big
Yeah.
thing for me.
One thing I admire about you, like I've said, we've been knowing each other, we worked out together before, it's been quite some time. One thing I admire about you is that you just haven't quit. You're still at it, you're still trying to improve yourself, which is admirable because in my dealings with people, most of them just quit, to be honest. They get to a certain point where it's too difficult or they've been trying a long time, they quit and then they accept their position that they're in. So what's like your motivating factor or thing that makes you continually keep pressing on, even though it hasn't been, to be honest, it hasn't been 100% good. It's been some ups, it's been some downs, it's been some gain weight, some lost weight, but still yet, you're still at it and trying to improve. For what's like been the motivating factor like to help you continue to do that?
For me, I would say probably the biggest things would be my family and then God. Just knowing that He has a purpose for me, and I don't want to miss that purpose because of my eating habits. My pastor actually said something so profound, and it stung a little bit, but it's so true. He said, you cannot blame God. It's not God's fault if you don't get to live to fulfill your purpose because of your eating habits. And you know, there's so many people that have been dying because of diseases, heart disease, and all kind of diseases that are brought about by the food that we put in our mouth. So those are probably my two biggest things. Just wanting to be here to live and see my children grow up and even have children, and then my family get older, and just wanting to, you know, fulfill my purpose in life.
That's awesome. I was going to ask you about God in a second anyway, so that's cool you went ahead and talked about that. So just to piggyback off that last statement, I mean, so was it a point, even maybe now, was it a point where you felt like you wasn't able to achieve your purpose? You talk about having kids in the future, having a family in the future, being able to achieve your purpose. Is it points now where you even think that, or was it before where you was like, maybe I'm not going to be able to see those things or reach those things?
Yeah, before, obviously those thoughts can cross your mind and, you know, have a negative kind of vibe you get when you think about stuff like that. But now I'm hopeful and I'm ready to change. I'm gonna just let that stuff be in the past and not really think about it, but just think towards, you know, the bigger picture and trying to reach that goal that I've been so longing to reach. Yeah, I'm just trying to focus on higher things and better things.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, just
You good.
cards about to run out of memory.
All right, so I'll just go ahead and pick up about your best friend.
And even with my best friend, like, I feel like when we first met, she was motivating me and helping me work out to lose weight. And then somewhere, I don't know, maybe she just kind of lost hope in me. I don't know, but I know that, well, at least I felt like I was letting her down and kind of not giving her my all when she was helping me. And it may have even discouraged her and kind of threw her off a little bit, off track. And I'm definitely hoping that we can get back to that. She's been working out as well, and you know, it was at one point when she was all about fitness. She ate, drank, everything, slept, fitness. It was fitness, fitness, fitness. And now it's still fitness, but other things have come into, you know, I guess kind of thrown it off. So I don't know if it was because of me, but yeah, just hoping that I can motivate her to get back on her game as well, like she did me in the beginning.
And see, this is a huge point that I try to, you know, when I'm talking and, you know, going back and forth with people, a huge point I try to get everybody to understand is that how much emotion is really like tied up into it. Mm-hmm. People just think you just come to the gym to just train, that's pretty much it, it's over, but it's not. It's the emotion of who's dependent upon you, who's not dependent upon you. Am I being successful? Am I letting people down? Mm-hmm. Am I going to quit? All this stuff kind of wrapped up in one makes it a very compelling story if somebody end up being successful at the end of the day. So when you get those emotions, those I'm letting people down, whatever they are, those negative emotions, what gets you from that point to continue? Like I said, because the biggest thing I notice is you just keep going. When you get to those depths, when you're feeling bad, you're like, I mean, that's a pretty huge thing to think, you know, I'm letting my friend, I actually may have something to do with knocking my friend off her fitness pedestal, right? Mm-hmm. what do you do with that information to allow yourself not to get, bummed out, but to continue trying in whatever aspect that is?
Well, may sound cliche, but I actually pull inspiration from people that I see, people offline, like even like you and other people that are like heavy into fitness. I just look at them and I say, how come they can achieve that? Like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I achieve it? And I'm like, I know I can. So I just look towards the future and just have hope that someday I'll be as good as I want to be in that area. I'll have the body, the dream body that I'm longing for. So yeah, just looking at people on social media and stuff and looking at their body and just, I want that. So that I just keep that in my head, and it's just like, I just have to get out of myself and look towards the ultimate goal.
Right. And last question for me. So you're definitely motivated. You're grinding. You're doing a plan. We are going to be a success. But I would like to know, in your mind, in your head, what's the point that you reach? What's the determining factor that you look in the mirror or you wake up one morning and you said, I've accomplished, I did what I set out to do?
Like when? Or
like, what does it look like? What does it feel like? When you know if it's a like legit number on the scale, or is it when you wake up and like, I just love the way I look? Like what to you in your mind, when you think about that day, you're like, wow, I've actually did it. What does that look like for you?
I think for me that looks like no more health issues.
Yeah.
No more waking up with a stomach ache, or no more waking up with a headache because I'm dehydrated and I didn't drink enough water, and there's no habit set, no routine set, no more feeling sluggish or lazy. Just really just being able to look in the mirror and say, man, this girl, this is who I am. This is what I've been dreaming for, and now I have it. And just being able to see people say, man, you look good. Man, wow, you inspire me. Like stuff like that. Just being able to get accolades from other people saying, man, you encouraged me on my journey, and you just look so good, and you look so healthy, and looking healthy, but also feeling healthy. When I can say I look healthy and I feel healthy as well, then I know that not so much arrived, but I am where I need to be, and then I'll just keep going from there.
All right, so that was the last question, but I lied. One more, last one. All right, so that's awesome, I think. So just what would you give a person that's not necessarily in your position right now, but maybe right on the outside of it, that's dealing with some of those emotions that I'm letting people down, I'm not where I want to be, this thing is hard, because it is challenging, it is difficult. What information, what positive words could you give that person to allow them, maybe even some of the things you thought about, just give that person an opportunity to keep going and not give up where they're at?
I would just say, take it one day at a time. Nobody's perfect. We all have our own journey. I would say don't compare yourself to other people. Yes, you can look to other people for motivation, but don't compare yourself, because your race is not their race and their race is not your race. So just take it one day at a time, and nobody's going to care about your journey like you care about it. Nobody's going to care about it until you care about it. So once you, just be encouraged and take that step of faith. Just try it one more time. And once you try it, just keep on going and keep on going until you see those results, until you see that that perfect body that you want and you long for, and even after that, so that you don't lose it, because it's easy to lose it. But just be encouraged and take it one day at a time, because you will arrive eventually, and it's going to be great.
Ready? Mm-hmm. All right, zero it out. Right here.
No way! What? Oh my God! Wait! You made me laugh. It's moving. No way! Oh my God! It's Ooh, yay!
First week.
First week, yes. Oh man, that's awesome. I'm so excited.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. No way. That's crazy. Oh man.
This ain't gotta be right. You can say it. As you just seen, This woman here to my left lost 4.3 pounds in the first week. Awesome job, man.
Thank you.
How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I didn't expect it to be that much. I didn't at all.
To be honest, neither did I. But that is a awesome positive thing. So this is the week 1 recap. We just want to talk about how things were leading up to the beginning of week 2. Today is going to be our first workout for week 2. So just talk to me a little bit. How was the fasting?
It's a little tough. Only because I guess I am used to it a little bit, but it's anytime you're denying your body of food, it can be hard. Even if you do make it a habit, it's still hard, at least for me. So it was times when I wanted to give up, and it was times when I had an urge to fulfill that hunger, but I just stuck it out.
Yeah,
and the app really helped me too, the fasting app.
Right. I'll probably put a link to the description on that fasting app. I think it's awesome, man. It does help you, like, to have something to look at and be like, okay, like 5 minutes, whatever. It actually helps you get through the process. So we did make it to 16 hours a day. So now we're fully 16-hour fasted, 8-hour fed pretty much every day. And on one of her rest days where she does not work out, we have a cheat meal. What did you have for your cheat meal?
I had pepperoni and pineapple pizza from Papa John's. And it was delicious.
But see, that goes to show you guys, I say all this stuff and tell everybody, you can eat pizza. It's not like, hey, I'm finna be healthy, I'm finna lose weight, I'm gonna never eat a pizza the rest of my life. That's not the case. It's just how you eat this program, when you're gonna do it, how you're gonna do it. If you eat clean like she did for 7 days, you can have a pizza, bro. It's not really that serious. And obviously we lost 4 pounds with a pepperoni pizza yesterday. So awesome, good deal. How was your workouts? Because we working out 5 days, so pretty much every day. How's your workouts?
Workouts were really good, really intense. I was probably sore for about 4 out of the 5 days. Just getting back into the swing of things was really hard, but I don't know, just working out again, it's really motivating. I love it.
All right, so kind of the things so with week 2, the workouts are going to get more intense. We've been really doing like 2 sets of everything. We're going to do a couple 3 sets, and I'm going to change what we did last week. Last week we were doing upper body day, lower body day. We were splitting up like that. Now we're going to go to a push-pull. The reason we're going to a push-pull is so we can hit pretty much the entire body each day, which is going to in return burn even more calories than what we're doing right now. We still probably do like 2 sets and no need to rush that. We do want her to be sore. We're not trying to kill her where she can't like go to work or anything like that. The thing is to just make sure you burn enough calories during that session. Cardio, we're doing 500 calories per session of cardio. We'll keep doing that the second week. How's that been going?
That is probably the toughest thing, the cardio. I don't think I've ever done over 30 minutes of cardio at a time. So just doing more than that, it's tough. But I'm shooting for my 500 mark to go under, because right now I'm at 45 minutes. I've complete the 500 calories in 45 minutes. So I'm shooting to get lower than that. So hopefully I can. But that's probably the toughest part of the workouts is the cardio.
Awesome. And food-wise, meal plan-wise, the only thing I see on here that's, I don't want to say alarming, but the only thing I want to see on here that's not ideal is just that most of the days we are a little bit away from the caloric intake. So the goal is, always when you're dieting, the goal is not to jump in a super deep caloric deficit. It's to be in the smallest amount of deficit that you can be in to affect weight loss. Because if you get too low of a deficit, your body doesn't burn off enough calories. So I think one of the things you want to make sure we do this week is just hit the days, get closer to the number. Like we had one day, Friday, to be specific, we was only 300 calories away. So that's a sandwich. So you 300 calories away, okay, we can deal with that. But then a day like, let's see, Wednesday, she's about 1,200 calories away. So to me, my mind is like, we probably was a little bit slower at burning calories that day. So maybe we could have lost 4.5 or 5 pounds, something like that. In my head, it's kind of how we think. So, but for the most part here, I even go with some guys too. So it's good to log because you'll learn. So like for lunch on that day, we had some potato chips, Diet Dr. Pepper, turkey salad with wraps. So she had Special K pastry, chips, strawberry, ice cream bar. So it's really to get you to understand too, we're not trying to say don't eat anything, but it's just, you know, stay in that caloric deficit, whatever your caloric number is, but just make those healthy choices. But that is one thing in week 2 we want to improve on even more, trying to remove those potato chips. So Rome wasn't built in a day. We're not trying to have a perfect diet week 1. But wow, week 4, it should be pretty perfect. So this week, some of the things on here I see you want to try to remove the potato chips, soda. Diet Dr. Pepper, it's those little ice drinks as well. I am not against those. They're 0 calories, so how we are dieting, that is fine to me. I think if we're looking at just the overall health aspect, am I gonna say, hey, drink a whole bunch of diet soda, that's great? Nah, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get through your diet so you can be successful, right? So I don't mind that.
I had to take it with an itch.
Right, exactly. So I mean, that works. But I do see chips on here a couple times, so that would be one of the big adjustments, is removing those chips 100%, and then just enjoy that thing on your next cheat day. I think you got chips on here like 3 times.
Yeah.
So that'll be a big thing. So let's talk about this really quickly as well. Why do you like chips? Is it a convenient thing or what?
Well, because I ate the chips with the spinach wrap, so I feel like whenever I have like a sandwich or a wrap, it just pairs perfectly with potato chips.
Okay.
So that's why I did that. I didn't get any type of like crazy chips. It was just the the regular Lay's chips, and I don't know. It's just pairing, pairing it.
And then what we don't realize too, a lot of times, that's what a lot of it is. Like a friend of mine, he says he can't diet during football season because whenever he watches a football game, he has to have like wings. Like some of those stuff, like you don't realize that connection, but it takes some time to break away from that, or take some time to be able to adjust. Quick little tip, one thing you can do, 2 things you can do. Parmesan crisp. Parmesan crisp has 0 calories in it. It is something I use a lot. It will get your fat from your today's diet a little bit higher for your macros, but it don't have any carbohydrates in it. You can keep your carbs low. It is going to be lower calories as well, and it got a little crunch to it. So Parmesan chips is one of the things you can do. Okay. Number 2, popcorn. Yes, popcorn. If you don't put a whole bunch of butter and seasoning and all kind of stuff, popcorn is actually a pretty low calorie snack. And it has a little crunch to it as well. So maybe that's something you could do as well to kind of help with that whenever you have to have a little something that goes with your wrap. So biggest thing for our diet this week, like I said, I'm gonna keep the number the same. The calories work this time. We're gonna try to get closer to them, take out the chips that we've been eating, try as much as possible, try to substitute for some of those things that I was just explaining. Okay. You got any concerns or anything from week 1 going into week 2?
Just with the calories, I feel like probably on most of the days I didn't meet the quota because of the fasting, but also sometimes I just have a hard time with trying to figure out what to eat. Not so much dinner time, but lunchtime since I'm at work. I probably should try to meal prep, but every time I do it, it's just, I don't know, it's boring, so I don't do very well at it. I'm a person, like, I can't eat a lot of leftovers. I have to, so maybe if I do the meal prep and then try different things, cook different types of meals instead of one meal 10 times, maybe it'll work better. But
this is how I do it. I cannot eat the same thing over and again. I'm just not doing it. So generally what I do is I'll prep multiple kinds of proteins, and then I put different things surrounding my protein. Like I'll prep chicken and I'll prep beef. And then I'll give you a tip too. A secret that I do. So I prep chicken, I prep beef, and then with my chicken one day I'll have rice. With my chicken the next day, I'll do veggies. With my chicken next day, I'll do something totally different. So each day I feel like I'm eating something a little different, but I'm already have my protein and everything ready to go. Okay. All right. This is a tip that I've been doing for a long time. It's a little trick of mine. It's almost like a surprise meal. So what I do with chicken, I get several different kind of seasonings, right? and I season each piece of chicken individually, put them in an aluminum foil. So I don't remember which one. So every day it's like a surprise which kind of chicken I'm eating.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. Keeps everything like fresh and new and different. So one day I got Italian chicken, one day I got barbecue flavored chicken, one day I got, see, it's all different. I don't even know what. I just grab one, put it in my lunchbox, and then go to work and eat it. Oh, cook, it's cool. It tastes good.
Okay.
So try to implement some of those this week, and then I anticipate nothing but good things for the next week. I mean, we crushed it first week, so let's look forward to crushing it next week.
I'm excited.
What is going on, guys? It is Coach CJ. So we always start our training off with myself, with any of my clients, with mobility and warm-ups. The reason why you want to do mobility, I'm going to talk to you guys till you blue in the face, till I'm blue in the face, till we just like Blueface. Yeah, all right. Right? The reason why is because we're asking our bodies through exercise to get in all these positions. But we're not comfortable. Our body is not comfortable getting in them positions. That is one of the top ways or reasons we get injured. It's one of the reasons I have a very low injury rate with my clients. We just don't really sustain injuries because of this process right here. The goal for this week's training with Britt was to improve the tempo of the workout. When it comes to losing weight, it's all about calories in versus calories out. Number one is getting more calories out and getting more quality calories in through the diet. Number two, we're getting more calories out through training. It don't matter the weight. It don't matter the exercise as much. It doesn't matter the plan. The point is to get an elevated heart rate and sustain that throughout your training. I know it seems super simple, but trust me, this is some gems, some good information to some people out there. Elevated heart rate burns more calories, so the goal is to improve that. We've been taking a ton of stoppages throughout our training, so this week our goal and aim was to improve that going forward, and I think we did an excellent job, so good job, Britt. Thank you guys for watching. We look forward to continually progressing into the next week, and we will see y'all in the next episode of the Coach's Challenge.